So welcome back to another monthly chat with myself and Trevor Bull. Throughout the next 15, 20 minutes, however long it's going to take, we're going to be looking at the season that we've had here at Scarborough, of course, looking at the community work that the club have done, looking towards next season and the challenges that that's going to present for the club, as well as looking towards the summer and everything that we've got excited for as that arrives and is just around the corner. But firstly, Trevor, what a season. The new management team come in, promotion, the North Riding Senior Cup final win as well. It really is what dreams are made of.
Well, it is. And yeah, we set some targets at the start of the season as to what we'd like to achieve, and we've pretty much overachieved on all of them. We did target a playoff finish, not expecting to win the playoffs, but we felt we should be good enough to be up there or thereabouts. And then, of course, we had quite a poor start to the season, really. John O felt under a bit of pressure. I was under a bit of pressure. And that was right up until we played Buxton at the beginning of December. I was there on a very cold night. Everything went wrong. The kit arrived when it hadn't been dried properly from the laundry. It was just a horrible, horrible night, freezing cold. And there was only about 10 of us there from Scarborough, so it was the worst away support we'd ever had. Things were not looking good. And then we went on that long unbeaten run, which was unbelievable. I think we lost one more match at home, and then we lost to South Shields on New Year's Day. And then we didn't lose again until we played Nantwich, which was unbelievable. So we lost at Nantwich, we drew at Ashton, and then John O, Fred and myself sat down after the game and said, look, if we're going to get promoted, we've got to win the next 5 games. Simple as that. We've got to win 5 games. And not only win them, but we won them quite convincingly, because we scored 14 goals in those 5 games and only conceded 4. So quite a really, really impressive end to the season. If you're going to save your best football to the end of the season, I think we did that. And you know what? To achieve 3rd place in that league behind 2 of the biggest spending clubs in Buxton and South Shields is no mean feat. So really, really pleased with that. And of course, then we went into the playoff matches, which was an unbelievable experience for everybody involved in the club. And it just felt the club was back to its old self. That win against Warrington put us back into the league where the old club played its last competitive match. So yeah, just unbelievable season. Then we went to the North Riding Senior Cup final in York 2 days later. Probably wasn't our best performance, and in fairness to the players, I think some of them were still hungover from the celebrations of Monday, and we'll forgive them that, because the promotion was the one that we really wanted. But they did the job business-like. It really was the icing on the cake. First time we've ever won 2 trophies in a season, and again, what a superb turnout from Scarborough fans in the stadium. Just great to see that level of support on the road.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main positive factors to the incredible run that John and his side have been on since the turn of the new year is the attendances that we've seen coming through the gates, both home and away, Trevor, breaking records that I guess some of us didn't even think would be broken.
Well, no, the playoff semi-final, we broke our attendance record of 2,676 people in the ground, and then we broke it again for the final with 2,805. So great attendances. And of course, that final, in addition, there was 10,500 users on YouTube watching it, and that's not people. That's devices or TVs or whatever. So, and with a lot of those being used in pubs and clubs and all over the world, you could probably put another few thousand on top of that. So, the level of interest in our football club just unbelievable for that weekend.
It really was. What a special week or so it was for Scarborough Athletic. And of course, it really does feel now, Trevor, that the town has kind of fallen back in love with their football club and have kind of got their football club back. And there's a real excitement about the town.
Well, it does. In the lead up to the match, both the semi-final and the final, everywhere I went, all people wanted to talk to me about was our football club, which is brilliant. And then on the Saturday morning, I was in town, and there was a real buzz about the town. That the pubs were filling up. Many of them were planning to stream the game. Loads of people walking around the town centre with Scarborough shirts on and scarves. It was special. It was a very, very special day for everybody in the town. And yeah, I think that it does. I do get a sense that the town's fallen back in love with a football team, and they know they've got a decent football team to go and watch.
Yeah, and of course, looking away from I guess what's happened on the pitch, off the pitch as well, there's been a lot of work by volunteers up and down the club, making sure that the community, there's a real community feel around the club. There's been, of course, we've talked about the walking football, the match day buddies, the school's coaching program, there's coaching bursaries, there's a new partnership now with Sixth Form College, Dementia Forward, and several charities, as well as summer coaching program for young people, Trevor. The club has done so much in the community that some people haven't necessarily seen. It's great that you can bring the community together with the football club and unite as one.
It is. I think as a community football club, we have to play our part in our community. And if you think about our new motto, but our borough, our town, our club. Well, do you know what? This is part of it. The match day buzzies you mentioned there, really positive feedback from the users, positive feedback from the charities that those users are attached to. And we've already today, I've been told there's more and more people wanting to get involved with that. The walking football, brilliant. Been going for over a year now. We've got Andy's Man Club involved, youth wellbeing groups. We're looking to get women involved. Let's get some women playing walking football. And of course, we had 2 players picked to play for England. So that's success. You talked about the schools coaching program. Well, we're working with Braben and Glaston Road, and we're going to talk to Barrowcliff, see if we can help them shortly. So we're spreading our network around the town. We've got a summer coaching program coming up. We've been offering bursaries to young people that want to learn how to be football coaches, and we've now got a second person on that program. And on completion, they're going to undertake community coaching, so that helps us spread the work even further. And we've potentially got 2 more participants about to join that scheme as well. And of course, new partnerships everywhere. We're hooking up with loads of different charities, and you mentioned the Sixth Form College and Dementia Forward. So I think after a lot of years of effort and hard work, I think the work that Steve Machin and his volunteer group on the community are really making a difference to our town, and as a result, making a massive difference to our football club.
Yeah, and a lot of those youngsters who've been involved in the community effort will have been there on the final day of the season at the playoff final. Yep. It kind of is all about inspiring that next generation of fans who will come and hopefully bring their kids in the future and keep the football club growing.
Yeah, absolutely. I started coming as a 10-year-old, and I've been coming ever since. So if you get people interested early enough, or even later in life, some people are coming to our football club and they're retired and they've never really been interested in football before. They've come down this season, liked what they've seen, and come again. We've had people that have called in while they were on holiday. One guy came on holiday to Filey, come to watch the game because he was interested. Season ticket holder at a championship club, loved it so much. He's bought a season ticket. He's doing some sponsorship. People, I think they enjoy the football, but I think they like the way we go about doing our business as well.
Yeah, you've touched on two big factors there as well, as we head towards a new season and of course unfamiliar territory for Scarborough Athletic Football Club. Of course, the last couple of weeks on social media and everything, the club has been talking about the season passes. They've started to come out and be put out to fans. Of course, there's sponsorship requests for people who of course will be wanting to sponsor the club. There really is high demand, isn't there, at the moment, Trevor, for people to get involved and be a part of the club? Well,
there is. People must never think that we all sit on our hands once this football season finishes, because that's when the hard work really, really starts. We've had an incredible increase in the number of people that want to be owner shareholders. That's gone up 50%. So as of this morning, we've now got over 800 owners of our football club, which I'd love to get to 1,000, but 800 is a great place to be. And of course, they've got a chance to have a say in the way their football club is run. You see all these protests at the highest level of English football that they don't have a say in how their football club. Each and every one of those 800 has a say, and they can voice that opinion. And of course, they get priority access to tickets and everything else, so a little benefit there. But the most important thing for me is that they have an opportunity to have their opinions heard, acted on, and help us. And season passes, you mentioned, well, we sold over 430 season passes in the first week they went on sale, which is unbelievable. They go on general sale on Wednesday of this week, and we're quite confident that we'll hit our 500 target. Now, that's massively in excess of what average crowds were when we started this football club 15 years ago. So to have that many season ticket holders is great. Unfortunately for people, the West Stand, that's the one where the bar is, that's sold out, so there's no seats left in that stand at all. But as I speak, there still are seats available in the East, or the some people would call it the Advocate stand. So there's still seats available, and they go on general sale on Wednesday.
Wow, very exciting time, of course, as the season has come to an end. And of course, in terms of the increased attendances that we keep talking about, Trevor, that will of course lead to potential stadium development. What's the plan? How's the timescale looking for that at the moment?
Well, these things as ever take time. So once we got promoted, that opened up the possibility of a Premier League grant of £100,000. Now, we couldn't start that application process until we'd been promoted. So it's not a given. We've got to prove that we have a need for the money. And so because it's a lengthy progress, there's going to be no ground developments this summer. We are ahead of the game, though, because we've got the planning permission required. It may need a couple of little tweaks, got some more recent thoughts, but we've got the basic planning permission. We've already started weeks since the season ended, working with Scarborough Borough Council and everyone active to move things forward as quickly as possible. I know it's frustrating for supporters, but we are working as quickly as we possibly can. And of course, we're also applying for other grants that have become available to improve our match day income generation. But again, it's a long process. So that could take anything up to 12 months, but you've got to keep at it and keep applying for them.
Yeah, and of course, with in terms of stadium development, of course, you look at the big followings that teams will bring to the Flamingo Stadium in the summer. The likes of Darlington will bring a lot of fans, no doubt, Trevor. There is going to be questions regarding segregated matches and what will happen there. Will they be in place for quite a few fixtures this season, or will it just be a case of seeing how things work out?
Well, I think the first thing to point out is that we've got no worries about the capacity requirement for the league. The league capacity requirement is you have to have a ground they'll hold 3,000. Now, we've recalculated the current capacity in line with the safety of sports ground regulations. Most people would know that as the Green Guide. We have a new capacity of 3,251. But we're still waiting for final certification by the county council. So once we've got that fully signed off, that will be our capacity. Because we'd already had all the meetings, but because we hadn't received the certification, that's why we couldn't have any increased numbers for the Warrington game. With regards to sort of segregation, we're hoping that there won't be too many games segregated, because we still want to operate as a community, family-run, volunteer-run football club. So, but for the small number of games that will be segregated, we've had to put a plan in place. Now, we then come under National League regulations, so we have to give away supporters some seats. Since the season's ended, we've had meetings with the police and other authorities, and they're not really happy with us having seats and away fans segregate, home fans between standing and seated away fans. So for the small number of matches that are going to be segregated, we're going to have to give over the left-hand end of the Advocate stand and a section of seats. We're not expecting that to be the norm. That'll be just as and when required. And it is a temporary measure. It's temporary until we can build a proper away end. If we can get the grant money, we can get some covered terrace in, and maybe a few more seats in at that swimming pool end of the ground. We can have a proper designated away end with proper facilities, and that's what we're aiming to do as quickly as possible. But for normal games, people will be standing wherever they want. It'll just be for the odd few segregated games.
Yeah, and you touched on the police there as well, Trevor. Anything that happens at any of the games from August onwards, because we're now a top 7 English leagues team, will come under a lot stricter police regulations, as you mentioned. A lot of meetings with the police. It's going to be a lot. They're going to be watching down on activity that goes on off the pitch to make sure that things are kept safe and everyone is safe when they attend games.
Yeah, well, they are. We come under a lot more legislation from all sorts of people because we're at this level that we're at now. We will have our own dedicated football officer that we'll have police attending every game, and they'll be taking the lead in the decisions around segregation. It won't be up to us to decide whether we segregate or not. They will be taking the lead, and we need to take that direction from them and the Safety Action Group, because the Safety Action Group, they govern our license of the ground. So without their support, we wouldn't be able to hold matches. So yeah, we'll be taking decisions, like we normally do. We won't be segregating matches unless we feel we really have to. But the police at this level do have a network of police officers attached to each and every club in the league. So there's plenty of intelligence, and we'll be able to make much more informed decisions. But we want to inconvenience our supporters as little as possible.
Yeah, I completely agree. And of course, a lot of supporters will be looking forward to playing against some rather big teams as well in the National League North. Trevor, it's well documented that we're going to be coming up a lot of full-time football clubs that have large playing budgets. The supporters will have to travel even further to away games. But what an exciting time to be a Scarborough fan.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you're right. I think there's about 8 ex-football league clubs in this league, so that brings its own challenges. Like you said, it's a tough league. There's plenty of full-time teams with massive playing budgets. There's talk of clubs are stating themselves that they've got budgets of over £1 million. Well, we're nowhere near that. So we're going to be the underdogs in this league. Our costs have gone up considerably. You mentioned travel. That's a great example of how things are going to cost us an awful lot more. But we're going to budget like we always do. We look at what we think our income's going to be. We take the costs off, and whatever's left, we give Jono to do the best he can. And that's what we did this season, and that's what we'll continue to do, because I keep talking about our reason for existence, and it is to play football at the highest level, but keep it affordable, and not to put the club at risk financially. So that is a challenge, but it's one that we're up for. I think one of the things that doesn't help us, of course, is recently we've had quite a bit of damage done to the stadium and to the pitch. I think there's something going on in football more generally across the whole country, with people setting flares off and everything else. And I would plead with our supporters to help us self-police this, because first of all, it is illegal if anyone brings a flare in the ground. It's actually illegal if you're seen on your way to a match with a flare in your pocket. So if you're walking down Polesbury at 3:30 on a match day with a Scarborough shirt on and you had a flare in your pocket, you could get arrested. So it is serious, but it's about the problems it gives us as a club, because it damages us, our reputation, and it also damages us financially. Because of the incidents at the Warrington game, that's cost us thousands of pounds in pitch repairs and stadium repairs. And those thousands of pounds are what our volunteers have worked really, really hard to earn that money. And our own fans are smashing the place up and causing damage, because it is just madness. So yeah, it's a shame. We've got to take a zero tolerance to that sort of thing. But you know what? We will do that because we want it to be a place where families can come and enjoy their football. So that is the future with that. We mentioned before about the distances away games, and I hope that our supporters can travel like they have done in numbers. They've always supported us incredibly well away from home. And the Valley Bar Sea Dogs are already planning how they're going to get supporters to away matches, planning their trips, planning what pubs they're going to go to. It's exciting times. We're going to get to some really top-class stadiums. There'll be some stadiums similar size to us, but there's some really top stadiums in this league. It's going to be quite exciting to we suddenly do feel that we're in the big league. For us as the people, the custodians of the club, if you like, it's a real challenge. Bureaucracy is a whole new level when you get to this part of the football pyramid. And one of the first things we've been issued with is a 107-page rule book with severe penalties for any minor things that you do wrong. So we're working through that, and there's work going on every day behind the scenes to make sure that we're ready for next season.
And speaking of the work that's going on behind the scenes as well, for those of you fans that are waiting and praying for the start of the season to come around, there's still plenty to look forward to this summer, of course. We've got the home and the away kit launch that's coming, really exciting, the Legends match and Community Day, CPUP events as well. Trevor, although there's no football on the pitch, there's still plenty of ways that fans can get involved and still be excited.
Well, there is, and I think it's a great opportunity to all meet together. Maybe meet some of the players, meet Jono, meet the board of directors. Just make it that feeling that we're all in this together. So we're going to launch the home kit and the away kit separately, and we're going to do that to help support our sponsors and give them the best opportunity to show their willingness to help our football club. And we have got some great sponsors, and that's one of the other things that's sort of trending since we got promoted, is a desire from local businesses and some even further afield to get involved and sponsor our football club. The response has been great. Rhiannon is working every day to work through all the emails, but there are a lot of people interested in our club. So the home and away launches, will be announcing those dates shortly. The Legends match will be on the 2nd of July, Saturday, 2nd of July. So come on down. It's a big community day as well. Chance to meet all the players, chance to meet all your heroes from years gone by. So that's great. We talked earlier about getting young people interested in our football club. Well, CPUPs, they're going to be holding a summer event with details coming out shortly. But the number of CPUPs continues to grow. We're in the hundreds now. And these are all quite small children, some of them, that are wandering around the town with Scarborough merchandise on their backs, and they've got mugs with their favourite player on, etc., etc. And they are the Sea Dogs of the future. So that is going to be great. Of course, we've got pre-season games coming up. We've got one or two pencil in. Two of the standout ones for me is the very first one will be away at Gulltown, which will be in memory of Jeff Barnby, who sadly passed away last year. So we're playing for the Jeff Barnby Trophy, which his family have donated, and we'll be looking to play that annually in pre-season against different teams. And then we're actually going to have a Saturday back at Bridlington. So for all those that were used to going on the train to Bridlington Saturday, we're going to relive that for the first time since we left, because our previous visits have all been midweek. So a great chance to enjoy all our yesterdays at Bridlington, and then it'll soon come round to our first league game, which is on the 6th of August. It's a longer season. I think it's a 40-week season. So again, that's more costs. We have to pay the players for longer. It's going to be a tough season, but Charlie, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I can't wait. It's going to be really exciting.
And of course, Jono's been busy already getting his getting his players ready for the season, and a couple of announcements there as well. Trevor, I know there'll be plenty more coming in the next couple of weeks, but although there's nothing going on the pitch, as I mentioned, fans need to keep their eyes out because there's plenty going on.
Well, there is. I think we're really, we've been announcing a lot of the players that we've retained. Really excited that the ones that we wanted are pretty much all there now. We're still work with one or two, but we're getting through it. Really pleased that we've been able to announce that we've signed Jake Charles from Stafford Rangers. We did actually try to sign him earlier in the season, but Stafford Rangers wouldn't talk to us. They wouldn't release him. So John has been after him for a long time now. So he's pleased to get him over the line. And we're talking to some other equally exciting players that we're hoping to bring in over the next few weeks. So an awful lot going on. But so much to look forward to. It's a bit daunting when you take a step up into the new league. I have to say that the euphoria lasted a few minutes after the Warrington match finished. And then I did find myself, oh blimey, what have we done? because the work really started there. But you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. We'll give it a go.